I mentioned in a previous video that I was hoping that Hellenius doesn't upset the apple cart and become a banana skin for Anthony Joshua tonight. And the reason for that is because I want to see the Wilder versus Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua fight, and I think it's the most compelling fight in the heavyweight division apart from the undisputed fight. Obviously, the undisputed fight is probably up there. It is probably the most compelling fight in boxing. Obviously, we saw Crawford versus Spence for a long time. That was the most compelling fight in boxing. But the undisputed fight between Fury versus USYK is probably one of the most interesting fights in boxing. The only fight that I can say is arguably more interesting than USYK versus Fury is obviously Artur Beterbiev versus Bivol. That's the only fight that I think is more interesting than Usyk versus Fury, arguably. But the second most compelling fight in heavyweight boxing right now, I think, is Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder. Now, circa, I think it was like 2019 or 18, before Anthony Joshua fought Andy Ruiz, they offered 100 million to Deontay Wilder to take that fight. And for some reason, I think it was mismanagement or whatever reason, Al Heyman refused that deal. So we could have had an undefeated WBC champion in Deontay Wilder, who's knocking everyone out, versus an undefeated Anthony Joshua, who had all the other titles apart from the WBC fighting each other in America. And that would have been incredible. That would have been an incredible fight. Two undefeated punchers in the heavyweight division, one from the UK, one from the US, about to fight. Now, obviously, the fight has lost its luster now slightly because neither one of them is champions, and both of them have lost twice to a similar opponent. Obviously, Anthony Joshua has lost to Usyk twice. Obviously, he had a loss against Ruiz that he avenged, and obviously you got Wilder, who's lost to Fury twice. So in a weird way, this is a fight that's going to decide who's the third best heavyweight. So if you're looking at it like a gold medal, silver medal, bronze medal, this is almost like a bronze medal, which is ironic because obviously Deontay Wilder is called the Bronze Bomber. So yeah, this is like at this point in time the third best heavyweight. Whoever wins this fight is the third best heavyweight. But the reason why I think this fight is so compelling is you got two of them are punchers. One of them is more technically blessed in Anthony Joshua. But Wilder is the more, in my opinion, dynamic puncher. His right hand is probably one of the most lethal weapons in the heavyweight division. So to see this fight, I've always had this opinion that I think Deontay Wilder would beat Anthony Joshua. That's why I was so befuddled that the fight between them two never happened, because I think it was a fight that was it was perfect for Deontay Wilder to become unified champion, but his management was just too cowardly and pussy to take the fight. So that's one thing that annoyed me about that fight not happening. I really wanted to see that fight, and it was an opportunity for Wilder to gain supremacy over the heavyweight division and become undisputed. If he knocked out Anthony Joshua, and I think he could have done it, because put it into this perspective, when Anthony Joshua fought a 41-year-old Vladimir Klitschko. Vladimir Klitschko managed to drop him with the right hand. I think he was in an 8th round or 9th round or one of the later mid rounds. He managed to drop him with the right hand, and when I saw him do that, I was like, if a 40-year-old can drop you with the right hand, imagine what Wilder would do. So that's why it always befuddled me and puzzled me that he never took that fight against AJ, because I think he could have potentially knocked out Anthony Joshua, in my opinion. Now, don't get it twisted, Anthony Joshua at that time had a way better resume than Wilder, but I just thought stylistically, Anthony Joshua was all wrong for Wilder. So if they fight again now, let's just say hypothetically, let's hope Anthony Joshua gets past Hellenius tonight, and that fight between Wilder is signed and delivered in December. I still think Wilder's going to do it. I just think he chins him. And there's loads of people within the boxing constituents that think that as well. So yeah, that's my opinion. This is a fight that needs to happen. Both of them are punchers. One is from the US, one is from the UK. Both of them were Olympians. Both of them have lost to the two best heavyweights in the world. Obviously, AJ lost to Usyk twice, and Wilder's lost to Fury twice. So this is almost like the bronze medal of the heavyweight division, and I actually think to some extent you can argue it's a more compelling fight than Usyk versus Fury, because Usyk versus Fury is going to be a chess match. A fight between Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder is going to be more of a it's more likely to be a shootout with two concussive punchers. But maybe they're so respectful of each other's power that they won't let their hands go because they're too scared to get clipped. So it could turn into a bit of like a Derek Lewis, Francis Ngannou fight where you got two fighters that are punchers because they know the other guy's a puncher. They're too scared to let their hands go. But I got a feeling with Wilder, Wilder's so crazy, and he's that type of guy that would let his hands go even if he's in there against a deadly puncher. So that's my thoughts about it. I think this is one of the most compelling fights in the heavyweight division, and I just hope Anthony Joshua gets past Helenius tonight so that we can get this fight, and hopefully he gets past the line and there's no funny business from Wilder's side like last time, and he just accepts the deal. He could have made 100 million against a prime undefeated Anthony Joshua and become an undisputed champion in the heavyweight division. The last undisputed heavyweight champion was obviously Lennox Lewis. He could have been the next one, but for whatever reason he decided not to take that fight, which I still can't understand. So yeah, tell me what you think below. I think this is definitely one of the most compelling fights in the heavyweight division, apart from obviously USYK versus Fury. And I just hope AJ gets past Helenius and we can get this. Tell me what you think below and like and subscribe to the channel. I've got a lot more content coming your way. Peace.